Here is part 2 in my day of Disneyland. We were finally in Toontown, and it made me so sad that Disney World actually doesn't have it anymore. It was one of my favorite parts growing up, and we didn't even have time to actually go into the Mickey or Minnie's houses, but I wish they would bring it back to Disney World. We ended up going on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad next, and it's the same ride, but the queue is so much more detailed and so different and shows so many fun references from Mickey's classic shorts. We had to grab some popcorn, but no shade, but they actually don't do refill if you buy the bucket, which I don't know how I feel about that because Disney World does that. So we actually brought our bucket for no reason. So that was a little bit strange, but the popcorn always hits. Saw classic Jessie and Woody from afar heading back to Galaxy's Edge for our Rise of the Resistance lightning lane, but of course it broke down while we were walking over, which is not surprising, unfortunately. As you can tell, we were literally running from land to land, so we had no idea what we were basically doing or where anything was, and we were so hungry after that, so we ended up going back to New Orleans Square and ate at Tiana's Palette. Haunted Mansion was finally back open, so we ended up heading over, and it has a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, which was so cool to see in person. Also wish that Disney World would do that as well. We took the train back to Fantasyland. We went on Small World, which was amazing, and it's really cool because it actually shows all the iconic Disney World characters that were added in the ride here. And then we ended up going back to Galaxy's Edge, actually. We finally got to go on Rise of the Resistance, and it just never disappoints. Every single effect was working this time, and it was incredible. We ended up doing the dark rides in Fantasyland, like Snow White, Pinocchio, and Mr. Toad's. I am really sad that Disney World doesn't have more of these dark rides because they're just so classics. In my opinion, they never get old. I don't care how old I am obsessed with them. We also went on Winnie the Pooh, which is a little bit different of a ride, but obviously it's such a good one no matter what. Then we ended up heading over to Adventureland, and we went on Indiana Jones, and I had really high expectations of this, and it did not let me down at all. Same ride system as Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom over in Disney World, and it was just so fun. For dinner, we ate at the Blue Bayou, which is inside the Pirates of the Caribbean. The atmosphere was amazing, and I ended up getting the prime rib, which was so delicious. We ended up heading back to the front of the park. We went to see the Walt Disney animatronic, like we had to. It was so realistic and honestly emotional seeing what he built and accomplished, especially how many times he experienced failure. So definitely inspiring. Our last key stop was in Toontown, actually, to get the pin, where we actually had a lightning lane for Roger Rabbit. My whole family doesn't like to spin, so all of us tried our hardest not to let the car spin, honestly. We ended up seeing Minnie and Mickey's houses again from the outside.